War rarely moves in heroic ways. It does not always arrive with grand explosions. More often, it comes slowly, quietly, through pressure, through exhaustion, through vacuums left unattended for too long. In Zaporizhzhia, what is changing is not only the military map. What is changing is responsibility. When the state is present, civilians endure. When the state is absent, civilians wait. And the question is simple. How long can people wait in the middle of a war? Zaporizhzhia is not the world's main stage. It is not a grand symbol, not a political capital. It is villages, river routes, places where people live ordinary lives. And precisely because of that, it matters. Long wars are rarely decided in conference rooms. They are decided in quiet places, in areas rarely mentioned, places where civilians do not ask about geopolitics. They ask about electricity, about water, about safety tonight. And when those questions go unanswered, who carries the responsibility? In recent days, Russian claims have increased. Not once, not twice. They arrive in sequence. They arrive consistently. Each claim is supported by visuals, low-flying drones, measured movement. This is not a shock offensive. This is consolidation. Units advance. Control expands. The pattern repeats. And repetition always carries meaning. The question is, are these merely claims or signs of a longer-term strategy taking shape? Varvarovka is mentioned, a small name, a small place, no grand symbolism, no instant psychological impact. And that is precisely the point. Small territories are not taken for headlines. They are secured for function. From a small village, roots open, distribution moves, control grows slowly from the ground up. The question is, when small areas are secured one by one, at what point does the larger map truly change? Some call this propaganda. That is understandable. Every side wages a war of narratives. But propaganda is usually loud, exaggerated, designed for immediate impact. What appears here is different, calm, technical, almost mundane. No celebration, no triumphal tone, just routine. And in war, routine often speaks louder than declarations of victory. Would propaganda choose to look ordinary? For civilians, narrative battles often feel distant. What feels close is darkness, water that does not flow, evacuations that never arrive. In such conditions, the question is not ideology. It is simple. Who is present today? Not who speaks the loudest, not who promises the future. Modern war turns humanitarian management into a battlefield. Whoever manages daily life manages legitimacy. And when basic needs are not met, what remains of state authority? Ukraine is fighting hard. That cannot be denied. But a prolonged war tests more than courage. It tests capacity. Logistics are strained. Budgets are stretched. Civil administration is under pressure. Gray zones are left behind, not because of bad intentions, but because of real limitations. This is not an accusation. It is a structural consequence. Yet in war, consequences are never neutral. The question is, how long can a state endure when its civilian functions begin to falter? Russia recognizes that space, and it moves into it, not with grand slogans, not with ideological speeches, but with structure, with administration, with basic security. Territories taken do not remain mere military positions. They are transformed, managed, stabilized. At this stage, control is no longer only about weapons. It is about who performs the functions of a state. And if those functions are fulfilled, will civilians ultimately care who performs them? Western support matters, but it is not unlimited. Public fatigue grows. Budgets are contested, priorities shift, time becomes a weapon. Russia understands this dynamic. They do not rush, they wait, they endure. Each passing month alters the political calculus of their opponents. The question is, who benefits more from time in a war with no quick conclusion? Zaporizhzhia today is not only about territorial control, it is about who fills the vacuum. When humanitarian governance fails, control shifts, not because of ideology, not because of slogans, but because human needs do not wait. Russia reads that moment, moves in, organizes, expands influence. And the final question remains simple. In modern war, does the most righteous side always prevail, or the one that is present when people need it most? As long as that question remains unresolved, realities on the ground will continue to change, with or without the world's consent. This content is created solely for educational and informational purposes. It is intended to provide insights based on verified data, credible sources, and careful analysis. Our goal is to foster a deeper understanding of modern military technology and current events, not to promote or endorse any form of conflict, propaganda, or political agenda. We strictly oppose the spread of misinformation and hoaxes. Every piece of information presented has been carefully sourced from reliable, publicly available references. We encourage viewers to approach the topic with critical thinking and respect for all sides involved, maintaining a focus on knowledge sharing and open discussion. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on military tech, global conflict, and defense strategies. This is Tapur Update, and we'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp.